Hey peoples, welcome to Glitter Goddess Yoga. My name is Anne, this is Steven. Today we'll be doing revolution flow, so there will be kind of the same thing every week except with some variations. There will be a lot of twists, some slow but slightly intense standing poses, so we'll do a nice gentle warm up and then get into some deep twists. Want to shout out Providence Community Libraries for supporting this practice and offering this to people through their YouTube. You should check out their YouTube. They're offering a lot of other virtual programming, so go check that out. This week we are receiving donations, continuing to receive donations. This time they're going to Evie Loves New York City. So their Venmo is Evie Loves-NYC, and they are an initiative working toward feeding folks in New York City through this pandemic. So check them out. We also have some more info on our Facebook page if you want to visit that. As always, because we can't see and react to your bodies, just be really intentional about how you get into poses, in between poses, and feel free to take child's pose at any point throughout the flow. Do what's comfortable for you. I always like to suggest have some water or some tea, have a blanket and a cushion nearby. They will support a lot of the twists that we'll be doing, so definitely think that would be helpful. So let's get started. We'll begin just seated, find a comfortable seat. Maybe wiggle around a little bit. And just center in the breath. Maybe roll the shoulders back, find a tall, long spine. And just take a moment to notice the breath. Notice the sensation of the air. Filling the lungs, leaving the lungs. From here, you can start to slow your breath, elongating each inhale and exhale. From here, you can start to send the breath deep toward the hips, into the belly, beyond the chest, allowing the belly to expand on the inhales, deflate like a balloon on the exhales. Now that your breaths are slower, more controlled, I'll invite you to count. So bringing your inhale to a count of 4. And once you get to the top, you can hold for just a moment before exhaling a count of 4. Again, keeping the belly breath, allowing the belly to expand and deflate. Just finding that control, using the count to guide you. And with this breath, we'll invite movement. So we'll inhale to drop the head to the left shoulder for 4. Holding the breath for just a moment, and then exhale, you can drop the head to the right shoulder. Inhaling again to drop to the left. Hold for a moment. Drop the head to the right side. Back to the left. And to the right. And on your inhale, you can bring the head back to neutral. Exhale here. On your next inhale, you can just turn the head to the left, looking to the left. And then 4 seconds, exhale, looking to the right. Inhaling again, turn to the left. Exhaling to the right. Last time, looking to the left. And exhale, turning to the right. This time you can use your right hand to grab the back of the head, allowing the elbow just to hang heavy here without pulling any extra weight, stretching the back side of the neck, continuing that 4 count, inhale and exhale. Keeping the left shoulder down and back, keeping that spine nice and tall and long. And with the shoulders open, heart open, we'll turn the head right ear to the shoulder. Still grabbing the head, just letting the elbow hang heavy here. When you're ready, you can release. We'll do the same thing on the other side. So turn to the left. Bringing the nose down toward the shoulder, you can grab the back of the head with the left hand. Reminder to keep that breath with the 4 count. And then you can turn the ear toward the shoulder, grabbing the side of the head. And release, we'll bring the head back to neutral. Let's inhale that 4 count, shoulders up toward the ears. Exhale, rolling them down and back. Again, inhale, shoulders up toward the ears. Slow, controlled exhale, rolling down and back. One more time, inhaling up. Exhale, slow and controlled down. From here, we'll drop the right hand to the right side. Lift the left arm up and over to stretch the left side of the body. Maybe tilting the chest up toward the ceiling. And then we'll move over to the other side. Raising the right arm up. Opening the right side of the body. And release to come back to center. From here, we'll go into our first twist. So we'll bring our left hand to the right knee and the right hand behind us. You can think about inhaling to sit tall and long, using the exhale to turn all the way as deep as you can into your twist. Continuing this count of 4 on the inhales and exhales, going deeper into the twist with every exhale. And as you release any tension in the shoulders, in the upper back, to go deeper into the twist, notice how your spine feels. Take a note of just how this twist feels in general before warming up the spine. On your next exhale, we'll release and twist to the other side. Again, you can use the inhales to sit tall and long. Allow the exhale to release any tension in the upper back and then the shoulders. Allow this twist to start at the core. And on your next exhale, release. We'll open up the wrists from here, so you can start just by creating circles with fists. Change the direction. Now facing the fingers toward your body, you can press your palms into the floor slowly, opening up the forearms, opening up the wrists, maybe giving some topical heat to the forearms. And then you can shake them out. Before we meet in tabletop on hands and knees, I suggest taking a sip of water. And I always like to suggest a blanket or a pillow beneath the knees for a little bit of comfort. Every time we go into tabletop, we think about stacking the wrists below the shoulders and knees just below the hips. And here we'll start doing some cat-cows. So again, using that count to 4, we can inhale to press the chest forward, hips up and back, finding length in the neck, trying not to lift the chin too high. And on the exhale for cat, you round the spine, tuck the hips, bring the chin to chest, and find this motion at your own pace, following that 4 count in and out. We'll take one more round here. After your next exhale, you can touch the toes behind you. We'll go into child's pose by reaching the hips back, allowing them to sit over the ankles. And you can stretch the hands and arms out overhead. This is child's pose, so just introducing this pose before we go into the next couple of poses. You can drop out at any point to come back here. So we'll pop back up into our hands and knees. And we'll stretch the right leg back, tucking the toes. You can press back into the heel, kind of bouncing into this to open up the calf, open up the leg. And from here, thinking about drawing a perfectly straight line from the heel to the top of the head. We'll lift the heel, straight leg, flat spine, engaging in the lower back, engaging in the entire right side, keeping a flexed foot. From here, we can drop down to the elbows, lifting the leg up a little bit higher. And here's the piece where you can drop out at any moment. You can open the hip and bend the knee, leaning a little bit more into the left elbow, maybe rotating the right ankle, allowing this minor twist here, especially in the lower back, just to wake up those nerves. Also opening up the hip can feel really good here. Whenever you'd like to, you can drop the knee down to your mat, send the hips back for child's pose. We'll just take a few breaths here, coming back in touch with that 4 count in and out. Once you've established that relationship with the breath, you can come back to tabletop and send the left leg back, tucking the toes, open out the calf. And same thing on this side, lifting the leg, engaging in the lower back. We'll hold this for a moment. When you're ready, you can come down to the elbows, lifting the leg a little bit higher, engaging in the buttocks, flexing the ankle, and then you can bend the knee and open up the hip, rotating in that left ankle, finding your balance through that right elbow. You can stay here as long as you'd like, come out of this pose whenever you'd like. Returning back to child's pose whenever you're ready. We'll meet in child's pose if you're not here yet. From here, we'll crawl the hands to the upper right side, stretching the left side of the body. You can keep that left hip down and back, and imagine your left palm is stuck to the earth. You can crawl the left hand even further away from the head. And from here, we'll crawl through the middle, over to the other side. A slow, controlled breath. Imagining the right hand is stuck to the earth, you can reach that right hip down and back. Allow the head just to hang heavy here. And we'll come back to center. We'll just take one more moment here in child's pose. Whenever you're ready, we'll press back up. Starting from tabletop, we'll go into plank, so send both legs back this time, tucking the toes. A modification you can take here is to drop the knees down. And we'll hold this pose just for a couple breaths, warming up the chest, pressing into the floor with the hands. When you're ready, we'll slowly lower down to the mat, knees, hips, chest, chin. From here, we'll go up into Sphinx. Engaging with the lower back, you can bring the elbows beneath the shoulders, pressing into the floor with the palms. Opening up in the chest, you can find length in the neck. And after holding this pose for a moment, I like to press the hips into the floor, point the toes, engaging in both legs, opening up just a little bit more in the chest, kind of pulling forward from the mat. On your exhale, resting back down, you can rest in ear on the floor. Connecting with the breath again here. I'm going to pop back up into Sphinx. So whenever you're ready, maybe on your next inhale, stack the elbows beneath the shoulders again, popping back up into Sphinx, engaging the lower back a little bit more than you did last time, warming up the lower spine, pressing through the elbows to find length in the neck. On your next exhale, we'll lower back down to the mat and just tuck the hands underneath the shoulders. From here, we'll press back up into plank. Again, you can take the modified version. And keeping the hands and feet where they are, you can send the hips up and back for downward dog. In our first downward dog, you can keep the knees bent, working to find length in the spine, reaching the hips up and back, keeping the shoulders in their sockets. We can pedal out here. And with a lot of intention, you can start to crawl the hands toward the feet. Keeping the knees bent, we'll go for a forward fold. Just take a couple breaths here, allow the head to hang heavy. Maybe grab opposite elbows. Nod the head yes. Shake the head no. Feel a gentle rock and swing. Let's release the hands down to the mat. As if the hands are super heavy, like we're holding weights, we'll slowly lift up to standing, rolling from the bottom of the back to the top. And once you've made your way to the top, roll the shoulders back a couple times. Find your grounding. You can open up the palms for Tadasana. I'll allow us a moment to center ourselves. Now that we're standing, again, maybe take a sip of water. From here, we'll inhale the arms up overhead, extend mountain pose. We'll exhale to swan dive down to forward fold. Inhale, pressing on the shins for flat back. Exhale, forward fold for bent knees. Inhale, arms up overhead again for extended mountain pose. And exhale, arms back down by your sides. We'll inhale again, arms up overhead. Exhale, swan dive down for forward fold. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, forward fold, bent knees. Inhale, extended mountain pose. Exhale, arms back down by your sides. One more time, inhale, arms up overhead. Slow, controlled exhale to forward fold. Inhale, flat back, reaching the hips up and back a little bit more. And exhale with bent knees. We'll stay here just for a moment. You can let the upper body just rest. From here, we'll go into chair pose. Some people like to wedge a pillow or a folded blanket between the legs. I personally don't. But for chair, we're lifting up the upper back here, keeping the knees bent as if we're about to sit down. Here we can think about opening up in the chest, opening up the heart. Some people like to raise the arms up and over like seating is. Some like to have the arms behind the back. Noticing the sensation in the legs. Whenever you'd like to, you can drop out for forward fold again. Straightening the legs can feel good here after forward fold. You can maybe pull from the calves, pulling the head toward the knees a little bit closer. And we'll bend in the knees one more time. Coming back up into chair, this time we're going to twist to the right. So you can bring your hands to prayer and press the left elbow against the right knee, opening up the twist to the right side. Again, reaching the hips back like you did that last time we did a flat back. Finding length in the spine, finding length in the neck like we did in Sphinx. Breathing through this slow and controlled. On the next exhale, you can fold back down for forward fold. Again, finding straight legs here in this moment of rest can feel really good. Let's bend the knees again. We'll twist to the other side, bringing the hands to prayer pose, pressing the right elbow against the left knee. Noticing maybe how the side feels a little bit different. Big inhale before your last exhale when you fold back down. When we come to this forward fold, let's walk the feet out a little bit wider. In this wide-legged forward fold, we're thinking about still reaching the hips up and back like we did in flat back. And from here, we'll press the left hand into the mat, reach the right hand up and over. We want to try to stack the head, the neck, the wrists below us and above us. Finding this alignment for balance. Noticing how the inhale and exhale feels here in this revolution of the spine. On your next exhale, we'll fold back down for forward fold, bending the knees. You can think about reaching the elbows toward the floor, reaching the hips up and back, allowing the head to hang heavy here. When you're ready, we'll do the same thing on the other side, pressing into the floor with the right hand, opening up to the left. When you're ready, bring the left hand down to meet the right. And again, take this moment of rest with bent knees, reaching the hips up and back. Once you've taken a couple breaths here, we'll walk the hands out for wide-legged plank. Taking a couple breaths here, again, it's okay to lower the knees. From here, we can walk the feet. This can be a fun challenge. Closer together before we go back up into downward dog. Reaching the hips up and back. Here, let's find the full expression of downward dog. Finding as much length in the spine as possible. Reaching the heels toward the floor. Keeping that slow, controlled breath. From here, we'll raise the right leg up. Bring the knee to the chest, and then drop it between hands for a lunge. Here, if you need any support to bring the earth closer to you, you can stack some blocks beneath the hands or some pillows. Here, you can have your knee down or up. Either way, we're thinking about pressing the left hip forward. We're also checking in with the stack on the right side, making sure that the ankle is right below the knee. And then we'll press our left hand into the floor, reaching the right arm up and over for a twist. Lunge. Noticing the difference here, being in lunge, opening up to the right side. Noticing the mobility that our spine has, maybe we're able to reach back the arm even further. When you're ready, you can exhale, bring the right hand back down to bring the foot. We'll take a couple breaths here in this lunge. And reaching that right foot back to meet the left for plank. You can take a knee down, plank, lowering down the hips, lower down the chest. Take a moment of rest here, connecting back with the breath. Once you've found this connection with the breath, we'll press the hands directly under the shoulders, pressing back up into plank. Tucking the toes with control, you can bring the hips up and back again for our full expression of downward dog. We'll do the same thing on the left side, lifting the left leg up. You can bring the left knee to the chest before dropping it between the hands. Again, checking if you're stacked. And you can have either the knee down or up. Either way, we're working to press the right hip forward this time. Finding strength in the hips here. Keeping that slow, controlled breath. And then rooting down to the right hand, we lift the left up, twisting to the left side. Feeling firm in the legs, feeling grounded, as if someone pushed you, they wouldn't be able to move you. And we'll drop the left hand back down from the foot. We'll take one more breath here and lunge. And then you can send that left foot back to meet the right foot back. From here, we'll take our last downward dog. So reach the hips up and back. Maybe find some figure eights with the hips. Maybe press back into the heels, alternating the legs. Do whatever you need in this pose. When you're ready, we'll drop back down to tabletop. From here, we're going to straighten out the left leg again, tucking the toe behind us. And then you can cross that left leg out to the right side and look toward that foot. So here we're kind of arching the left side of the body open, stretching out the left side body, contracting in the whole right side. Taking a couple breaths here. And then we're going to use the right foot as support, opening up with the left hand up and over. You might feel a sensation in the left hip. You can press the left hip forward. You can find that the breath really expands here in the belly. And when you're ready on the exhale, drop back down to tabletop. Same thing on the right side. We'll tuck the toe on the right, stretching the right leg out, and then slide over to the left, looking back toward the right foot by the left shoulder. And again, using the feet as support until forward, pressing into the floor with the left hand will reach the right arm up and over. You can press the right hip forward. And on your next exhale, we'll come back down to tabletop. From here, we'll thread the right hand down and underneath, allowing the right shoulder just to drop onto the mat, right ear to drop onto the mat. It can feel good to reach the hips up and back here. It can feel nice to stretch the left hand up overhead. When you're ready, we'll press back up. Grab the left view underneath the right. Press back up to the tabletop. And while we'd like to meet you there, we'll cool down with the seated poses. Maybe take a sip of water. Here we'll start with our feet together. And you can grab either the ankles or the feet. And using this grab, you can press the chest forward on the inhale. And then exhale, round the spine slowly with control. Again, inhaling to press the chest forward, open the heart, open the shoulders, maybe open the throat. And exhale to round. Inhaling, press the chest forward, open the throat, open the shoulders. Exhale to round. Release. Inhaling, notice tension in the back, the surrounding muscles of the spine, the backbone. Exhale, release in all those muscles, let the head hang heavy. We'll do this one last time. Just really notice the relationship between the muscles in the back, along with the shoulders and the hips. And then release the muscles in the back. Notice how the shoulders, the hips react. We'll bring the legs out ahead of us. Here we can flex and point the feet. And then we'll bend the left leg in toward the right for a hamstring stretch. You can lower down, rounding the spine if you'd like. You can press the chest forward if you'd like. Whatever feels good for you here. Either way, we're engaging the right leg, pressing the heel into the floor, keeping that breath consistent. Slow inhales to the count of 4, and slow exhales to the count of 4. When you're ready, we'll press back up. You can keep the left knee bent, but bring that foot flat to the floor, the left foot flat to the floor. And we'll go into a twist here by bringing the left hand into our back space and hugging the right leg with the right arm. So here, press the chest forward like we did earlier with our feet together. Notice that contraction in the spinal muscles of the backbone. And then go into your twist. Turning the chin all the way to the left. Maybe taking a moment to take in your environment. Feeling firm in our seat. Grounding into the floor with the left foot. Keeping this relationship with the spine, let's let go of the right hand from the left knee, drop that left knee back down. We'll rest the right hand onto the left knee, and then reach the left arm up and over. So here we're still trying to press the chest forward, hips back, lengthen the spine. We're not trying to reach toward the foot, we're reaching up and out, still in this twist. And when you're ready, you can release. We'll switch to the other side. Maybe take a moment to flex and point here. We'll bring the right sole to the inner left thigh. Again, in this fold for the hamstring, you can just let your head hang heavy around the spine. You could press the chest forward. Either way, we're staying engaged with that left ankle into the floor. And with the slow, controlled breath. Let's sit the torso back up. We'll go into a twist on this side, reaching the right hand into our back space. Bringing the right knee up, hugging that knee with the left hand. Twisting all the way back to the right. Maybe taking note again of the same environment from a different perspective. Noticing how you might be able to use the strength around the backbone to allow you to twist deeper. Maybe we're using the exhales to twist deeper, to welcome even more to our viewpoint as we shift perspectives, as we take in our environment. And when you're ready, keeping the same relationship with the spine, we'll drop the right knee down, rest the left hand on the right knee, just reach the arm up toward the ceiling, using those muscles in the back to keep you upright, to keep the chest forward, hips back. And when you're ready, we'll release. We'll bring the legs out a little bit wider. And just fold forward for a moment, let the back kind of just drop. Let gravity take the weight of your head down toward the floor. And take a couple of big deep breaths here. When you're ready, we'll sit back up. Let's get our pillows ready on the right side of our bodies. And we'll lay flat onto our backs with the knees up. Once you're flat, you can bring the arms out to a T. You just drop the knees to the right and left side, like a windshield wiper. Maybe noticing how loose and open the lower back feels now compared to the beginning of our practice. And take a look at where your knees are falling and you drop them to the right side. We'll bring our movement to stillness and bring the pillow to exactly where the knees will fall. Again, we'll bring our arms out into a T. We'll drop the knees over to the right side onto the pillow and turn the head over to the left. Noticing how the spine feels in this gentle twist. You can bring more depth here by straightening the right leg, keeping the left leg bent, resting on the pillow. Maybe raising the left knee a little bit more. Coming back to that slow, controlled breath. If you'd like to go deeper into your twist, you can remove your pillow, allowing the knee to drop down to the floor. Again, turn the chin all the way to the left. It's okay if the left shoulder doesn't meet the floor. Taking our final breaths here in this pose. When you're ready, you can roll your way back down flat against your mat. We'll bring the knees back up again and bring our pillows to the other side. Dropping the knees over on top of the pillow, bringing the arms up to a T. And turn the head over to the right. Finding your connection with the breath here. To go deeper, you can straighten the left leg, allowing the right knee to drop onto the pillow. And to go even deeper here, you can remove your pillow. Taking in these final breaths. Just allow the body to sink into the floor here. Allow the exhales to bring some weight into the body, feeling heavy. When you're ready, we'll open back up to lay flat against the floor. Before we go into Shavasana, I invite you to bring the knees close to the chest, hugging the knees into the body. Give yourself a gentle rock. And if it's a part of your practice, you can also straighten the legs up toward the ceiling. Drop the legs back. And lift with the hands, splitting the hips even further back, allowing this rounding in the spine to kind of counter the work we did today and slow. And then you can roll back down, going into Shavasana. I'll invite you to lay one hand flat against the ground, keeping one hand open toward the sky, allowing the arms just to be weightless, allowing the hips to sink into the floor. The work in Shavasana is to do no work at all. So you can allow those exhales to sink deeper into the floor, releasing in the hips, release any tension in the upper back, mid back, lower back. Relax in the shoulders. Releasing any tension in the eyebrows, in the jaw, in the neck. Allow yourself just to be. Taking in the sensations, sounds, sensation of touch, smell. In our last couple of breaths, I'll invite you to reflect on the role that our backbones play, the strength that we need to shift our perspectives. Take a moment to reflect on how we move through the world, how our bodies can be a metaphor to the ways that we are part of the revolution, the movements happening now. Think about how being firm and grounded can allow you to shift, allow you to change the perspectives and to change what your environment feels like in every moment. Take a moment to recognize how the breath can allow you to twist deeper into a revolution. How an exhale can press you even deeper to shift your perspective, to shift your viewpoint. Bringing some awareness back to the body, you can wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes. Before we press up to seated for closing breaths, you can roll over to one side in fetal position. Give yourself a moment. When you do need to be seated, Try to find a nice, tall, long spine. Maybe roll the shoulders back again. And I'll invite us into our 5 closing breaths. A breath for the ancestors that we bring into our practice, breathing in and out. A breath for the indigenous people who were here before colonization, breathing in and out. A breath to thank ourselves for our practice today, breathing in and out. A breath to appreciate others for their support, breathing in and out. And a breath for the growing liberation movements alive today that we're all a part of, breathing in and out. Namaste. Thank you for practicing with us today. Again, you can donate this week to, I honestly forgot what their channel was, but I started doing this video, and I'll post that as a comment in this video as well. Other things, we have other virtual offerings on our website at goddesscollective.org, and check out the Province Community Libraries programming. They have a lot of fun stuff happening, some stuff for youth, stuff for adults, stuff for all people. So go ahead and check that out. Shouting them out again for allowing us the space, this virtual space to practice and to share our practice with others. Happy Tuesday. Stay hydrated.
Love.